Biggest bust in the hobby during the boom. So I'm assuming the last 2-3 years, Cody.
Yes, this is we're talking basically now. This all is spurred by the news today that as we walked in, Zach Wilson. I know C-Rad's guy.
He's not benched though.
Well, he's not playing this weekend. We know that much.
He needs a rest.
He's a reset.
It's a reset.
It's a reset.
It's a reset. All right, that's a generous look at that. It's a reset.
That's what
Zach
Coach
Wilson.
Saleh said, not me.
Well, we'll see how long this reset.
This
reset
lasts.
lasts.
Saleh is an interesting coach.
I like
that. That's something special to be like. I'm gonna bench you, but I'm gonna make it into a positive.
Yeah,
that's a positive.
It's a learning experience.
Yes, he comes from a great pedigree. But I think it sounds like he needs to take a vacation to Cougar Town.
So, well, that could be,
Flavor Town.
Yeah, unfortunately, that show Cougar Town's been off the air for a few years, so he's gonna have to find a different place. But yeah, this
rolling
is
out.
But I was thinking with Zach Wilson, with this, I mean, it's still early in his career, but since his hobby boom, let's say, I don't know, maybe no further back than like 2018, there's been a lot of guys who have become hobby favorites, especially for newer collectors. Who among that group would you consider the biggest busts of the last few years?
Are we only talking football?
No, we're talking all sports.
Yeah. So,
all sports.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Screw Kyler in his dumb Call of Duty face. That's my biggest bust from financial
reasons.
reasons. Stop playing Call of Duty, bruh.
My dude that I'm gonna say, and I was super high on him, and it's looking tough right now. Is Joe Adell.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't even think about Joe Adell.
Joe Adell was hot. He was hot. His cards were going. I mean, we bought some Joe Adell cards at an insane price. Thought we got a steal, and it's not looking good for dude. You're getting Adell, Joe Adell.
I'm thinking Ben McDonald.
Ben McDonald,
Yeah.
like the former first overall
You
pick.
talk about the boom in the 1990s, right?
Okay, so Ben
play
McDonald,
that
first
game.
overall pick, had a solid career. I think you're
how
looking-
about Ryan Leaf?
No, I think you're looking for Brian Taylor is the one you're looking for.
Ben McDonald is a bust too.
Todd Van Poppel.
But yeah, Kyler hits my wallet the hardest. Man, yeah, I see Luis Robert up here. That was a tough one.
So I know it was hard for me to put him on that list because there's still a part of me that really believes in him. Especially,
He's had flashes
Yes.
of. I mean, he has definitely performed a lot better than Joe Adell.
much better. I mean, he's got a Gold Glove. Now, do Gold Gloves help your cards sell in the hobby? No, they
Apparently
don't.
gets your number 35 retired with the Giants.
Well,
according to
that's
Cody,
a
but
different
whatever.
argument. You also have to have a couple World Series rings. You also have to be beloved by a fan base. There's all these other factors at play. But
See, and the problem with Luis Robert is that was the age of they had Ben Baller Chrome, they had like Dr. Dre Chrome, they had like Galaxy Chrome, they had like Chrome. I mean, like they made so many rookies of Luis Robert.
Chrome squared.
that's another guy. I think he is a direct, like, if you want to see 2020 in this industry in a microcosm, the blow up of Luis Robert when he played 60 games. We barely watched him at all, but he was in every product and all his cards went crazy, boom.
He was a borderline Hall of Famer there.
He was a borderline Hall of Famer there.
Yeah, so
And you could lump that into like Kyle Lewis, who was not on anyone's radar, and his rookie cards. I'll say it, I overspent on a couple of his rookie cards.
What happened to him?
And a massive loss. He got traded to the
I
Diamondbacks.
know, I heard.
Oh, we got traded?
Yeah. He's gone.
Oh.
Yeah, he hasn't played at all. Like, I want to like his cards are like $5 right now. They're just dirt cheap.
you know what? I want to because you label this biggest bust of the hobby boom. So with that title, it says to me like, who are the guys that blew up the most during this explosion in the hobby? I think it's I know you have Wiseman on here, but he was a second
Homer
pick.
Yeah.
And he never had any kind of, he never had Zion pricing. He never had even John Moran pricing. He never had Luka pricing. Like, so is he a bust? Quite possibly, but the biggest bust of the hobby boom, I don't,
No.
How about Baker?
Baker, I think, is definitely up.
Or how
Baker would qualify as
Sam
a bust
Darnold?
of the
how
biggest
about,
boom
How about Josh Rosen?
of the hobby boom.
That never had enough steam, I don't think.
No, yeah, Baker had way more hype.
First rounder, people were buying his cards.
They were, but I feel like Baker had way more hype. His
I had to take a second look
Forever
because
connected, right?
yeah.
James
Kyler
Wiseman in
Murray.
this photo looks like he's about 38 years old, like it's maybe Wes Unseld.
No, it's come on, Looney.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is, I believe, a pretty recent picture.
Yeah, because
of
he
him
got the
on
Kaiser
on
Kaiser
the,
Permanente on there.
Santa Cruz Warriors.
It's been a tough go, man.
Yeah, it's
They
been
were
tough.
actually televised yesterday, the Santa Cruz Warriors. I tuned in for about 10 minutes.
How'd
They had about
Wiseman look?
15 people in the stands.
Yeah.
But they were in Salt Lake City. It wasn't
Well,
in
I was going to say, those games in Santa Cruz sell out.
I actually think it looked like they were actually playing at the Jazz
You were
Stadium.
watching it too?
I saw the highlights.
Oh. They have highlights of the game?
Not sure why we're not doing a full Santa Cruz Warriors breakdown right
I
now.
know.
with all this
Has
here.
anybody been to a Santa Cruz Warriors game?
I have
No.
yet to be there.
Have
Because
you-
the tickets are actually hard to come by.
Have you been by where they play?
Yes.
It looks like it's just a random gym on the side of the road in Santa Cruz, California.
Right off the outskirts
How
of
many- how much
downtown.
is
Right
it?
off
Santa
the
Cruz,
outskirts of
yeah.
downtown. It looks like it could be a vacant building. But it isn't.
No.
It's where
It's the home of Wiseman.
it's the home of Wiseman.
That's right.
I think some other guys are, now that I'm thinking about it, Drew Lock.
He would be
Drew
an
Lock
interesting
highly
one.
touted in 19.
Yeah, because I would think of guys that had a lot of hype during this hobby explosion, and then just obviously never lived up to the hype.
I mean, and Daniel Jones is kind of back to being relevant.
Daniel Jones has made a comeback this year.
Well, I mean-
jury's still out on the season though.
I mean, Davis Mills looks like he has lost his starting job.
But he never was. He was like
was
the seventh guy.
beginning of this year. There was a lot of people. They would buy the Texans or get Texans in a random and be pretty stoked. Davis Mills.
But he's to me he's like a Jarrett Stidham guy, where it's like that was a guy that the potential, but it wasn't like a starring name.
Yeah, out of those quarterbacks, the class we're talking about, the guy that's pictured on here could be considered the biggest bust of the class.
2021 is like another one bites the dust at this point. Like literally, they're all. And my boy Trey Lance looks like he's like a skeleton now, walking around there. I don't know what happened. Lost a lot of weight.
I don't know. I'm a little higher
Lost
on
weight.
2021 than
skinny,
you are, I
man.
think.
Really
He was
skinny.
never.
He
He
that
was
jury
on
never.
his neck.
He was never like 250, 280. I mean,
Yeah, but he was bulky. He probably can't.
I think the jury is still out on 2021. I think Trevor Lawrence, there's still enough
Fields
flashes.
obviously is a beast.
Yes,
Like,
Fields-
But he can't win any games.
I mean, this is ridiculous. How this is like turned the 180. It was like you go back 5 months ago. We're like Justin Fields.
Justin Fields
like,
was the bust. Yeah.
what's the point?
He was
this
the
guy's
best.
this guy's on a. The Bears going into this year were like the Bears are a terrible
worst team.
team.
They are a terrible team.
Still
have-
not a good team.
Yeah, but they're winning. They're winning football. They're competitive in football
They're
games.
competitive.
They're winning some games.
And that's largely due to the fact of Fields' play on the field. Like he is showing, he's
I mean,
imagine
imagine how good they're going to be when they actually have legitimate receivers.
I am kind of out on Zach Wilson. He just doesn't. I mean, he looked bad on Sunday, and I know it was cold and all that.
yeah.
But I also think there's enough pieces there in New York. They kind of just look like they're a QB away. There's a pretty good QB available this offseason.
Not just QB. They did lose their best offensive weapon in Brees Hall.
They did.
The rookie.
Yeah.
He was explosive.
He was a
he's
beast.
he's like somebody I look at and he could be like a Pollard or like a McCaffrey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was sad that he went down.
I'm just imagining that team with Lamar Jackson next year.
Well,
Does anybody really think Lamar Jackson leaves?
yeah.
No, I think Baltimore does everything to keep him there.
Yeah.
But if any team lures him away, I think the Jets could be a serious contender. We didn't really get into basketball. I don't know if it has like a definitive huge bust. I know I put Wiseman there, and you're right. I mean, it's just because he's got that pick attached to him, but it's not looking great.
Lonzo
right now.
Ball.
Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo, yeah, it kind of maybe
You're
just
stretching
on the
to the
edge.
2017
Right.
Yeah,
draft.
stretch
You
out.
are right at the edge, but he kind of does fit into that super hyped up, you know.
I'm gonna say this, and I hope he can turn around because he is an explosive young player. But somebody that is on the bus like edge is Anthony Edwards.
Ooh,
On the edge.
it's
right?
early.
It's on
Right.
the edge because if you follow
4 months ago, he was the best player in the league.
Yeah.
What happened?
because now since they brought in Rudy Gobert, if you pay attention to like what's happening with that team, they have a lot of issues between the players of Ant-Man saying like, I don't think we play that well when we have the bigs out there. I play better when we have a small lineup. And they gave up the boat for Rudy.
Are they winning?
They're a 500 team right now.
Yeah, they're floating.
I mean, he's averaging 22 points per game, 45% field goal rating though.
And then you had the thing where Cat had to come out and be like, Cat was like, yeah, I need to get on him about his like I guess his weight. He has like some weight issues where he like doesn't like think about how much.
they're the 10th seed right now.
Yeah,
as it
Like he's
stands.
putting on too much weight?
yeah.
Edwards.
Like Zion?
Yeah,
What about-
he's had an
Now
off
he's
season
now-
of a lot of issues.
Now he's a young guy.
Yeah.
So I said that's why I'm gonna hold out my judgment. But he's close to that line where I can see him. It's just typical Minnesota Timberwolves stuff, dude. It's like, you know.
Yeah, I think it's legit. I think there's real maturity issues going on there with Anthony Edwards for sure. I mean, we saw the clip that
That's why our
went
car
viral
didn't
and
sell
all
for
that.
$39,000.
Makes sense. Makes sense. How about Rui Hachimura? Right, he was like the third.
Hachimura actually, when he does get playing time, he's actually been showing flashes that he could be pretty good. It's just that Wizards, I think they're loaded on the front court where he doesn't get as much playing time.
Can we officially say that Luka Doncic is a bust now?
Okay.
No,
If
never.
there's any case to be made that everyone who's
Can-
saying
can
Luka's
we-
not good is wrong, look at
can
what
we-
he's doing right with
can
the
we-
MVP of the league.
Can we say that he is overrated?
No!
not even
He's
close.
literally
Can you-
the MVP
He's
right
not-
now.
Can you
He's
have
not
the
even
can you
close
have the
to
thought
overrated.
in your mind that he
No!
might slightly be overrated?
No!
No.
Like I said, I see him every night. I'm like,
No.
God, this guy is even
I-
better than I thought he
I
is.
Do you really think
Yes!
that?
I
You,
know
you,
you guys
you
hate
literally
Luka,
sit there
but-
and watch him go up and down the court, just kind of fumbling around and go, man, there's no,
Oh,
but there's,
we are
there's no
watching-
basketball player better than this
There's
guy.
no fumbling,
watching-
dude.
we are watching greatness.
Dude, he got handles like Kyrie, dude.
Oh,
Yes.
dude.
They're the AC. They're
he-
barely over 500.
But because
got
there's no one
handles
else on that team other than he's literally
like some dude
carrying
in a
that
rec
team.
league, man. Like that guy.
And I mean, the card sold for 30% less. I mean, so
That's
the market.
the
sees
market.
it.
That's not
The
Luka.
market
That's the
sees
market.
it. 3.1 million.
If
I
he
mean,
was,
down from 4.6.
if he was
Throw
the
up
GOAT,
anybody's cards right now. They're
I
down
know.
30%.
if he was the GOAT, though, it would have went for more, and
Yeah,
it didn't.
Exactly.
How
Who's
old's
Jordan?
Luka?
What? I'm not saying he's the GOAT. I'm saying
I don't know,
he's
like-
How old is Luka Doncic?
We've been talking about him for at least 2 decades, so I don't know, 41.
Luka's the man.
He is
23.
23 years old.
He's a man.
23.
He's got that-
He's
he's
gonna
had-
be
He's not.
24.
He's not even
He's had
in
a
his
lot
prime.
of mileage on that. On
He's
those
not
tires.
even in his prime.
I just want us to really, again, look at what he's already doing. And the triple-double list, he's already, he's getting already in, the top 5.
statistically,
he's
he's amazing.
Yes.
So he's the only basketball player we should be buying. Then you're saying you two?
Well, no.
I'm buying Zion.
No, I mean
I'm
like
buying Ja.
no,
I'm
no.
buying
If
Luka.
you had to only buy guys for the last 5 years,
yeah.
I mean Luka, right?
I mean, Luka's
Is
Yeah.
Luka
Probably top of that
better
list.
than LeBron James and when LeBron James is in his prime?
Okay. That's not.
In his prime, no.
Point proven.
No.
You-
Okay,
No.
so what? So he isn't the GOAT. He is a good player in his
He's
era.
a great
Me-
player.
He's a good player.
He's
Great
like Kevin
player.
Love when Kevin Love was on the Timberwolves. He just
Oh.
scored all the points.
insane.
He is exactly like Kevin Love. Same player.
You know what I was gonna say, and now again, the skill set's different. But you want to talk about a guy who's just super young and
I look at
and
Luka
statistically,
and I think he's pretty much like Troy Murphy.
how long did it take to? I just good God. Okay. You know what? I'm not even gonna.
But
I'm not
you know,
even gonna regard
but you
this.
two sit here
Troy
every
Murphy's
time
got
we
better handles,
every time we bring this up. You're like, oh, he has nobody around him. Well, how long can we use that excuse that he has nobody around him? He's got Spencer
Steph
Dinwiddie.
Curry
He's
didn't have
been-
anyone around for a long time, and then they put people around him.
let's
They started
also
winning
put this in
championships.
the
So the Mavericks are
That's Mark
they're
Cuban's
the
fault.
eight. They're the 8th seed. They're the 8th seed.
Let me. Okay,
was a
I can
goat,
shut this
should be the
down right
first
here,
seed.
dude. He has nobody around him. He's already passed the first round a couple times in his career already, which a lot of guys who's been in this league forever can't get first round.
He's got Spencer Dinwiddie.
Didn't he had
It's Tim Hardaway Jr.
he had Brunson
It
last
took
year.
Anthony Davis, LeBron James to be on his team to finally get past the first round.
Look, he's averaging 33.5
And
points.
Luka
per
has
game
nobody.
right now.
a
He's
little-
averaging 9 rebounds per game, 8 assists. He's averaging nearly a triple-double right now. What else do you want from the guy?
Russell Westbrook did that, and we're not talking about him being the best.
Okay, but there
basketball
was a
player
time.
ever.
But there was a time where
I
Russ
actually
really
think
was that good.
Westbrook is comparable to Luka. Actually, Westbrook's got the most triple doubles of all time, so maybe not. But
Maybe it gives him something to shoot for.
Yeah.
Luka's definitely gonna break
Maybe
that
at
record.
some point Luka could be as good as Russell Westbrook in his prime. I think we could all safely say that.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Show me Russell Westbrook ever taking his team by himself without KD to past the first round, or even to the playoffs.
The fact that
Did they make the playoffs when he was averaging a triple double the whole year?
The fact that Mavericks team last year, with the way they were built, went to the Western Conference Finals with a 23-year-old Luka Doncic
Mind you,
leading
that
the
wasn't
way.
the first time Luka got that deep in. He got to the second round the year before.
Did they win?
They ousted the number 1 team in all of
But it
basketball
didn't
last
matter.
year.
Did they
No,
win?
because they ran into the greatest team of the generation.
Yes, the Warriors.
So
Yeah,
so
they
it's
did.
then he's not the
forgiven.
GOAT.
No, Steph Curry's the GOAT. We know that.
And you also
It
got
took
to
Michael
question the
Jordan
fact
a long time.
Kristaps
Not saying it's Michael
Porzingis
Jordan.
had a great
Ran into Kevon Looney.
Kristaps Porzingis had a great career in New York, and then all of a sudden he goes to Dallas, can't play, and then Brunson doesn't want to play with him. So is it a question of him
Nobody
being a good
want
teammate?
nobody. Yeah, because you'll never touch the ball.
Exactly.
No, it's
You're
just-
gonna go
Hero ball.
You're gonna go to Dallas, and it's basically every play revolves around Luka.
It's because Kristaps couldn't take not being the best European on his team, dude.
What about Jalen Brunson?
Oh, Brunson.
What about Dylan Brunson?
Well, the Brunson thing, the Brunson thing. He wanted to go to New York. He's got family there.
He got
I don't
paid.
know. Anyway,
He got paid. He got paid.
Didn't they hire? Didn't his cousin was like
Yeah.
an agent? They hired him. It was crazy.
there was collusion.
Luka's
Could
Luka's
you?
a great
Could
player.
we pump the brakes a little bit?
No, we can't.
We just
I
we
mean, he's
can't.
been, how long has he been in the league?
I feel like we've been pumping.
17 years.
At least on this show, we've been pumping the brakes
Who-
for 3 years.
Is he-
it's time to put your pedal to
Is
the
he-
metal.
is he gonna be-
He's
He's
here.
not even gonna be the greatest Maverick of all time.
He could be.
Okay,
He's
Dirk
set up
is
to
still
be
the
that way.
greatest. Of course.
Dirk is
For
the
now.
greatest
Sure,
Maverick
for now.
forever.
For now.
Dirk's
and
the
then-
greatest
now.
European player of all time right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Jason Kidd's pretty good, right? You're a pretty good Maverick.
Oh, we're talking. I was like European. I was like, he's
No,
from
all-
Oakland.
all
I
time.
think if you ask Jason Kidd, he puts Luka over himself already
Nah, I
in
doubt
his
that.
young career.
I doubt he's he would.
Jason Kidd's like, man, my whole career.
Jason Kidd would
I would give
lock-
it up to have the first 3-4 years
Jason
of
Kidd
Luka's
would
career.
lock down Luka.
Also averaging 2 steals a game.
Two.
Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Triple double
Amazing.
plus 2 steals a game.
Amazing, dude. Who gets two steals?
No, not a triple double. I think he's an assist away, right? And a rebound.
I mean,
So he's-
8.1 assists.
Quad-
technically
quad
not.
double.
Two down.
Quad double.
I just can't believe we're
I'd rather have Draymond.
doing this again.
Oh God.
Okay.
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm all about talking crazy, but that's
The heart and soul of the Warriors.
if you've given me a choice, like, hey, Mark Cuban's like, we just want a straight across trade, Luka for Draymond. I'd be like, fine.
Where do I sign?
It's fine. We'll see what he's got
No,
in this
I
offense.
realized that was pretty crazy. That was a little long shot there, but
I think
there has something to say about heart and soul and being a good teammate.
I think I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
what about Clay though? Like, you got to put. Is Clay a better piece to have on your team than Luka?
Yes.
Crickets.
At this point,
No, and well,
In
you got
general?
you got to take the body of work.
I'm taking Clay.
In
I'll be a homer. I'll take Clay in his prime.
because if you put Luka on those Warrior teams,
Yeah.
you don't know if he performs. He is hero ball. He is captain hero ball. He needs his shots.
I don't know.
And
He's beloved in the hobby.
Can
would
he
love
take a back seat and be like, I'm gonna let Steph score?
No, dude.
He can't.
You know,
No, you're right, he can't.
Because we know what's gonna happen. Steph is the ultimate leader, where he will let Luka handle the ball 90% of the time.
We literally saw this KD, Clay, and Steph
Yeah.
on the same team. Oh, it's not going to work. They won 2 titles. They
Yeah.
went to
It
3
worked. It
championships.
worked.
All right, I
It
guess we'll
worked.
take Luka over here. We'll take him.
Cody's right.
and
We've
I'm
been
sorry,
we've been
Luka-
pumping the brakes for 3 years.
I think-
we need to.
I think with like inside the hobby, I think Luka is still overrated. I think his prices are overrated. The value that is put on him is literally like we are paying for him being a all-time
Five-time
great
champion.
basketball player ever.
I think at
And-
the
It's insane.
I think at the height of his prices, I think you're right, but I think things have cooled off considerably to the point where now the play on the court, to me, maybe it is still a little bit much,
It-
but I think now at
blows
least there's
my
an
mind
argument to be made.
that somebody would actually buy that Luka logo man for what, 3.2 million?
Dan,
It's crazy.
let me ask you, because I can't recall. Did you ever at any point feel this way about Giannis? Because it took him 6-7 years to win a championship. Did you ever feel because Giannis prices were crazy year 3?
But you
I
look at
remember,
Giannis,
I remember
he's a
breaking.
specimen.
I remember breaking Intrigue 13-14. I was like, Giannis gonna be the guy.
But like, did you ever feel at any point like during that run because his prices were above and beyond everybody else? In
But they were never Luka prices.
Oh,
dude,
compared to the times they were.
To the times, but
Yeah.
like the actual amount of money, there wasn't. You didn't see Giannis cards selling for over $1 million. But you've seen, but we've seen Luka cards sell for over $1 million.
My trajectory for Luka is the same as Giannis. We're gonna see years 6, 7, 8 if he has a championship or not.
Well, Mark Cuban better.
Better
get on Shark Tank and try to recruit some other players.
But is Giannis a top 5 player of all time?
no.
He's not now, but like he's on a path right now.
How much time we gotta give him?
Top 20.
He's
I
what? This
think
is
he's
his
top
10th.
10 right now.
This is 10th season in the league right now. I think
Yeah.
he's in the top 20 for sure
Yeah.
at this point.
I got him at top 10.
Top 20.
But you're talking. I could Jordan, Chamberlain, Magic, Steph.
How
Pippen.
are Magic's cards selling? How does Scottie Pippen's card sell?
Well, Magic doesn't have.
How
a
does
rookie by himself,
how
right?
does Karl Malone card sell?
Karl Malone?
Karl Malone, you got it. Karl Malone, all time great.
Never
No,
won a
no,
championship.
no championship.
Got to put him in the top 20.
He's top 20, sure. 25.
By the way, I like the Giannis comparison. 2016, 2017, fourth year in the league. Luka's in his fourth season, I think.
Yep.
Fourth.
Dude,
He was the most
they're on
improved.
the same trajectory.
Giannis was most improved.
Because-
Giannis, and well, he's not even the same trajectory. Luke, you could make an argument. Luka's ahead.
He's
of him.
ahead of him.
He's ahead of him.
He's ahead of him.
Not an argument. He is ahead of him.
But Giannis, I recall the Giannis prices being so much more expensive than everybody else in the hobby. It wasn't even close. Like I think he was like at one point way more expensive than Steph Curry.
I figured it out. We got to get Lillard and Doncic on the same team together because they're both on teams that
oh
don't seem
yeah,
to
there
care.
you go.
They just don't seem to care. And you're talking about a guy that's the other way, supremely underrated, is Damian Lillard.
Oh, absolutely.
So you put them together, and then they even themselves out on underrated, overrated.
Down for that.